Hello everyone, and a really warm welcome to our live Q&A here today. Today we are going to be talking about a wide range of support that we have on offer for those who are coming to study here at the University of Glasgow. So firstly, just a quick introduction. My name is Alice and I'm from External Relations, and I'm delighted to be joined here today by Lisa, Stephane and Mariama. So I'm just quickly going to do a quick introduction for everyone. Lisa, would you like to introduce yourself first?
Sure, thanks Alice. My name's Lisa Milne and I'm an international student advisor, and I've been in the position for around 14 years now.
Perfect, thanks Lisa. Stephane, do you want to give yourself a quick introduction?
Sure, thank you Alice. So hello everyone, I am Stephane and I am a student support officer currently based at the MDLS Graduate School. I've been in the role for just under 2 years now.
Perfect. Thank you, Stephane. And last but not least, Mariama, would you like to give yourself a quick introduction?
Hello, my name is Mariama and I'm the Vice President of Student Activities here at the SRC, and it's a sabbatical role, so I've just been in it for 1 year.
Perfect. Thank you, Mariama, and thanks everyone. So I know that we've got people tuning in from all across the world today, so it'd be really fantastic if people could let us know in the live chat section where they are tuning in from today. So we will be with you for approximately the next 30 minutes or so. And for those who are watching live, you can also submit questions through our live chat, and we'll do our best to get these questions answered for you. So I think that's kind of all the business wrapped up to begin with. So we'll get started with the session. So firstly, we get a lot of questions for those who are nervous about starting university and maybe a little bit worried about making friends. If I can come to each of the panel individually, what would you advise, and how can your respective teams help new students to settle in when they arrive? Mariama, I'm going to come to you first.
Great. So at the SRC, we have many ways to support new students arriving. During Welcome Week, we put on a number of different events that any new or returning students are free to attend. We also hold introductory sessions on what student life is like for students here in Glasgow and give a breakdown on all of our different services. We also produce a nice little handy student guidebook, which contains all the information for a new student could need, and it's available for free collection during Welcome Week. Our welcome point is in the McIntyre building. It's a great way to come and access all our services and ask any questions you may have. They are also great at giving directions if you're ever lost on campus. All enrolled students also have access to all the services that we offer at the SRC. Our advice centre is free, confidential and impartial advice service, which can assist students with a variety of issues from housing, entitlement to welfare benefits, money problems or academic issues, like if you're unhappy with your grades or feedback. They're open all year round, are based on the ground floor of our McIntyre building, and can offer advice in person, over the phone or via Zoom or Teams. And you can find out all the information about the SRC and the range of our supports on the website.
Perfect. Thanks for that, Mariama. A really broad range of services that the SRC have available. Stephane, I'm going to come to you next with the same question, if that's okay.
Thank you. So absolutely, in our role as student support officers, we are based across all of the schools and colleges across the university. And you will very much be getting to know us at the series of induction events that we can certainly encourage you as strongly as possible to attend upon your arrival at the university. There'll be any number of factors to consider, everything that's led up to your decision to come to Glasgow. You'll be arriving in a new environment, most likely on a much larger scale than you'll have been accustomed to in the past. And the start of the year can be quite both exciting and a bit nerve-wracking as well. And it can sometimes feel, at times, certainly something that I can relate to in my own student days, that everyone else has the answers and everyone else is aware of all the various structures and services available. But the golden rule to remember as you arrive is that they don't. And we are here to help answer any sort of questions that you have based within the school, independently of academic staff, and to be able to help familiarise you with both the campus environment and the structures of your own school or college. I know as well that as your friendship groups develop and you'll be able to develop your own understanding, you may hear different ideas about how things are working, and just a little note to remind you that each school and college will differ, will differ, and it is on people like us to help explain those differences and commonalities. So don't worry if you feel that your challenges are not shared by others. They absolutely are. And we're there to have independent conversations and to help familiarise you in those first days and weeks and beyond, and meet in a very relaxed way, independently of other staff. As I said, we'll be attending inductions, and do come and say hello. There's plenty of us, and we'll look forward to dropping by.
Perfect. Thanks, Stephane. Yeah, definitely good to bear in mind it's a new experience for everyone, and then there's a lot of differences, but there's always someone to go to get that advice as well. So Lisa, finally, I'm going to come to you with the same question.
Thanks, Alice. Yes, I would definitely recommend arriving in Glasgow the week before teaching starts. This means international students can attend our dedicated welcome and orientation programme. We have a week of information events as well as cultural and wellbeing events too, and it's a perfect chance to settle into Glasgow and to make friends. We'll have a welcome team based at Glasgow International Airport, and the dates are already on our website. And we'll also have the welcome team based in the Fraser Building, level 3. And they'll sit beside the visa registration team, so that international students will meet the welcome team, can ask questions on several different occasions, as well as attending lots of great events.
Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, definitely that kind of orientation week is a really kind of fun and informative week for students to join just before starting their classes. So I can see today that we have got people tuning in from all over the world. So Lisa, this is kind of maybe your area of expertise as one of our international student support advisors. Would you be able to tell us a little bit more about the support you provide for international students during their time at Glasgow?
Of course. Our dedicated team of advisors are on hand to guide international students through the complete student journey, from pre-departure visa guidance to working after study options. We have a dedicated welcome team offering the meet and greet service at Glasgow Airport in September, and again, a fun-filled week of events. We offer one-to-one appointments for students via Zoom or in person to discuss any welfare or visa issues. We support international families as well if students are bringing dependents with them. We offer information sessions and student events throughout the year. We work really closely with every school, every college and service. So the international student support team are a really good starting point if students have any questions at all. We really are with students from the start of the journey all the way through to the end.
Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, absolutely. A service that they can always access and get help from throughout their time at university, not just at the kind of settling in stage, for sure. So Mariama, I'm going to come on to you next. So you've already advised a little bit about how the SRC can help students to settle in here at the university. But the SRC actually provides a really wide range of support. So would you mind expanding on that type of support that you offer?
Sure. Our support comes in the form of a range of different services. We've already spoken a little bit about our advice centre, but they're a great one to mention as they offer guidance on a huge range of issues and can help you at any stage of your university journey. We also offer support for more specific areas and issues. For example, we run regular mental workshops called Mind Your Mate and Mind Yourself. These are designed to help you look after your own mental health and to look out for your friends too. We also offer support around gender-based violence. We have a part-time GBV counsellor who runs regular drop-in sessions, a regular Let's Talk workshop which teaches you about consent and healthy relationships, and an online GBV course which you can complete on Moodle. And you can find out again more of this on our website.
Perfect. Thank you, Mariama. Yes, a fantastic range of ways to kind of improve your knowledge around certain areas for sure through the SRC. Stephane, I'm going to come to you next. So we have student support officers in all subject areas at the university, which you kind of touched on a little bit earlier. So could you tell us a little bit more about the support that future students can expect from student support officers?
Of course, absolutely. So in terms of our role, we will be working alongside you in all of the colleges and schools across the university, we touched upon there. in a primarily pastoral position to be able to offer independent conversation away from academic staff and administrative staff as well, to discuss any number of issues that you want to look at in greater detail with a view to finding and identifying suitable support services both within the university and outside of the university in the local community around Glasgow and across Scotland. You'll have any number of arrangements to make at the start of university and any number of competing priorities. So please remember that we are there as independent members of staff based within your school to have those conversations and to work alongside some of the services that we most commonly do. We regularly work alongside Lisa and our colleagues at ISS. We work with the university's counselling service, with the peer wellbeing support service, one which is designed by students for students to discuss issues on their mind as their academic journey progresses. And we help liaise between students and academic staff when required as well, to provide that extra layer of support and assurance when looking to identify any challenges that you might be facing. We recognise as well, as I said, and I'll be using my fun fact here, that the University of Glasgow in and of itself would actually represent one of the largest towns in Scotland if it were its own little independent town. So we know that there's a lot of people and a lot of competing priorities and everything that comes with that. So we're there to help guide you through that process and go through what will be a new environment for you, but one which you can really engage with a little bit of support on the side. We look forward to meeting with you in that context and looking forward to seeing what lies ahead for you and to be able to identify those concerns that you have.
Perfect. Thank you, Stephane. So there may actually be people tuning in today who have a registered disability or that might be living with a mental health condition and are keen to know how they will be supported here at the University of Glasgow. So Stephane, can I come to you first on this one? How would those students might be supported if they have a registered disability or living with a mental health condition?
Yes, so any students that are arriving with a registered disability or living with a mental health condition can be supported via ourselves to help access some of the services that the university has to offer you. We regularly liaise with the disability service on campus, helping students with registration, identifying particular aspects of support. This can be from accessing campus facilities to tailored exam arrangements and to identifying suitable assistive technology for you as well. Evidence is required, but not immediately, so you're more than welcome to have those conversations with us prior to approaching services to look at the potential options for you and making sure that you can identify what's right for you. The little piece of advice that we give in that regard is to register upon your arrival at the university, if not before, and to make sure that support is in place should you need it, even if you might not necessarily need it in the future. We know that individuals may be exploring different challenges and aspects, such as potential learning difficulties and forms of neurodiversity. We're there to have those discussions as well and make sure that you can be registered with the service should that support be required in the future to provide that assurance that you need. And we also regularly support students with registrations to the university's counselling service, as I touched upon, helping them to register with GPs in the local area and with a view to identifying any number of services that our colleagues at CAPS offer. This includes some of the master classes that are done independently with clinical staff to help identify some common mental health challenges and things that will help you both in your study and in your personal life. So these are just some of the aspects that we can help you cover and take a little bit of the mystery away from as you arrive in this exciting new environment.
Thanks, Stephane. Yeah, I think the main thing is to reach out because there are people there to support you if you have a registered disability or any kind of mental health condition as well. Mariama, I'm just going to come to you next to see what kind of support these students can get from the SRC as well.
Yeah, so similar to Stephane, we can help you guys essentially register or give you information about what the University Disability Service is. We encourage people to register as well. The University Disability Service can assist any student with a disability, chronic medical or mental health condition, learning differences like dyslexia and ADHD, or sensory and physical impairments. Once registered with the service, they can then assist a student to ensure any reasonable reasonable adjustments they are entitled to under the Equality Act and are put in place. Any additional support they require, such as assistive technology or extra time in exams, are implemented and can also assist eligible students with applying for extra financial support towards any disability-related costs via the Disabled Students Allowance. The university's counselling and psychology service is available to help and support students experience mild to moderate mental health difficulties. They offer support via short-term focus blocks of therapy, wellbeing consultations, psychoeducation and group work, and self-help resources. Again, we encourage everyone to make sure that they're registered at the Disability Service. And if you do ever need help with anything like that, we are right here to do that.
Fantastic. Thanks, Mariama. Yes, absolutely. Get in touch with the Disability Service and make sure you're having those conversations with them as well to make sure that you're best supported as you come here to the University of Glasgow so you can have the best learning environment and the best overall experience whilst you're here with us. So a lot of students might not have actually been to Glasgow before, and obviously if they're living in Glasgow for their first time, they'll be new to Glasgow and also might be new to Scotland as well. So what would you recommend visiting or seeing to get to know the city better? Mariama, I'm going to come to you first if you've got any kind of suggestions for students.
I would say to go on the subway and get off and on at all the stops and just explore. Of course, that this does not cover all of Glasgow, but it's a good way to start. You'll hear a lot about something called sub crawls, so it's a great activity to do with friends or to do on your own. Go to different pubs or go to different cafes, visit the parks. We have lots of parks in Glasgow. Go to all of our museums, which are free. There's People's Palace is such a good one if you want to know more about Glasgow's history, and that's my personal recommendation. Don't just also stay in the West End. We have so many great trips like these in our handy student guidebook, which you'll get when you come to Welcome Week. It's also worth following our UofG Welcome accounts on socials for more Glasgow top tips and hidden gems over the summer.
Perfect. Thanks, Mariama. I mean, I live in Glasgow and I might have to pick up one of those guides myself because it sounds really fantastic. Stephane, what would you recommend kind of visiting and seeing for students to get to know Glasgow? Oh, sorry, Stephane. I think you're on mute.
Oh, goodness.
Yes, perfect.
There you got that. And yes, I would certainly echo some of Mariama's sentiments with regards to familiarising with the transport network in Glasgow, exploring outside of the areas in and around the university too. I would also lean into some of the societies that are based across the university, who find opportunities to take advantage of everything that the city and Scotland as a whole has to offer. Any number of trips across the year. Exploring the scenery that people from all over the world will be travelling to see anyway, and you'll have the opportunity to explore in greater depth and be able to understand a vibrant city with any number of galleries and museums and cafes and restaurants and bars that you'll be familiarising with. You'll develop your own little haunts and favourite places, and it's a city that really merits looking at in greater depth once you arrive. One of the best cities in the UK without any bias there, and any number of sort of endless opportunities for you to explore in your own time.
Thanks, Stephane. Yes, absolutely. I agree. Definitely one of the best cities in the UK. And a great point as well about the clubs and societies. So there's over 300 here at the university. So there's always something to get involved with to learn more about Glasgow and Scotland. So Lisa, finally, I'm going to come to you for your recommendations.
Thanks, Alice. Our welcome and orientation team will actually be offering campus tours and history tours to help international students find their way around and learn about our beautiful campus. We'll be working with services such as sport and student clubs and societies, as was mentioned, and also local businesses in the community to host some really fun events as part of orientation. So again, I would definitely recommend keeping an eye on our web pages to sign up for these events when they become live later in the summer. Each welcome team assistant is a current student, so it's a perfect opportunity to ask lots of questions about the local area. We have all the information on our web pages about how to register with a doctor, how to get your mobile phone set up, and obviously accommodation services have lots of great information on their pages as well. It's a great idea to keep an eye on our international student message that we email twice a month, as we also host student coach tours throughout the year around Scotland. So it's about getting to know the local campus, the community, but also getting to know Scotland. It's not just Edinburgh and London, there's so much more to see. Stephane and I actually just hosted a visit to St Andrews and some little fishing villages in the east coast of Fife a few weeks ago. So we took 50 international students and we had great weather, and it was just a fantastic day out. You'll actually see the pictures on our Instagram account, which is at UofG International. And there's some great photos so that you can get an idea of what to expect when you arrive.
Perfect. Thank you, Lisa. And that sounds amazing, having that trip to St Andrews. And always nice to get the sunshine, which does happen in Scotland, we promise. So we're going to our last question. And this is kind of maybe quite a good one to end on. So I'm going to come to each of you individually, but what is your favourite thing about the Glasgow campus? Stephane, I'm going to start with you first, if you can name just something that is your favourite about the campus.
Oh goodness, it's hard to narrow it down to one, but if I was really pushed, I would possibly say the views out from the main building, which allow a magnificent sort of vista over a big swathe of the city of Glasgow. I think it's a place of calm. It's a place that you can really call your own once you arrive in the city, and to be inspired about what the legacy of the university and what you're going to help contribute towards in the future. It's a place of real significance for me. I've had family members even married in the university building with all these pictures looking out over the city, and it's somewhere that's particularly special for me, and I hope it will be for you in the future.
Thanks, Stephane. That's brilliant. Lisa, I'm going to come to you next about your favourite part of campus.
Oh, that's difficult when you've worked here as long as I have. Well, the beautiful buildings obviously do make the lunchtime walks really relaxing and picturesque. But for me, being so close to the kind of vibrant West End of Glasgow, with all the cool restaurants, the kind of boutique shops, little antique shops, and Stephane mentioned the kind of world-renowned art galleries and museums that are just, so close to the university. We've got a museum on campus. And the great thing is it's all free of charge. Scotland has a lot to offer culturally as well. So I really enjoy the fact that, you can walk around the beautiful campus, but also you've got the West End right on your doorstep. It's definitely a special place to study and to work.
Yeah, absolutely, Lisa. I think definitely the best of both worlds with campus and city kind of going in together. It's a really, really nice spot. Mariama, finally, what is your favourite part of the Glasgow campus?
I think what drew me to pick Glasgow Uni out of all the other universities in the city is the really nice mix between the old and the new, especially with the buildings. A lot of the buildings are so pretty and nice and lovely, and then you've got some like newer, more modern buildings. For instance, I'm a part of a couple of different student societies. You'll always see me in the Queen Margaret Union doing some theatre plays with the Student Theatre at Glasgow, so STAG, doing theatre and stuff there, and then pop down to the GEU, and it's like such a very old looking building on the outside, and then you go inside and there's like a bar and a club inside there, which is kind of fun. And then you've also got the Stevie, which is part of like Gusa, the gym, lovely nice building on top of the GU Hive, which is like the club on campus. And just kind of that really strange mix. It's like kind of strange, but also like really cool. And I really love that. And it's also really convenient, the location of the campus. You're right next to Byers Road. There's a subway. It's so easy to get to places, and it's just really ideal.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've highlighted perfectly, Mariama, kind of the mix of academics as being important, but also the kind of social aspect of being at university and that choice of the two unions that we have, and lots of live music and things happening at the QMU as well. So that's our session coming to a close today for now. But just before we go, we've obviously talked about the kind of student support that we have on offer, but I wanted to quickly flag that there are lots of other areas of support that we have here at the university as well. And these include our careers service, our counselling service, which some of our panel had touched on earlier as well, and financial aid. And there's lots more as well. So if you do want to find out more about those support services, you can take a look at our student support web pages on our website. So they should be popping up on screen any minute now. So as I said, that's us at the end of our session. I wanted to thank the panel, all really insightful for the student support services that we have on offer. And thank you so much to everyone who has tuned in today. We hope that you found today useful. But as I said, please go and check out our website and all of those kind of services that we have on offer if you do need any further information. And we hope to be welcoming you to the team UofG in the not too distant future. So thank you, everyone.